Well, this is definitely experimental. Good morning. Would you take a look at this crew? Look at them. Just look at them for a second. Okay, stop looking at them. All right, today we're gonna be working on the heavy wrecker. We've got a lot to do and we're gonna get a lot done today. First things first, let's get Skeeter and Lizzie over here on the gas tank. All right, first of all, I'd like to scare everybody else in the world. Ooh, Imperial fractions.
That only scares half-inch Harry.
I'm gonna be using it to point, so get used to that. Okay guys, I need this cut out. If you want to square this up really nice, you can. These are just approximate, but that's about where I need it. Then, you're gonna be cutting this circle out. We're gonna be building a box on the outside of this that sticks down like 2 inches for a sump. So that's why that doesn't have to be perfect.
What's the purpose of the sump? No running out of fuel?
Yeah, what's the purpose of the sump? So this wrecker is going to be very dependent on the engine running to steer it and for brakes, and I don't want running out of fuel on crazy inclines to be the reason the motor stops. Engine for those of you in Rio Linda. So we had these brackets cut out by Flog back when I was doing something very different. Now they're just scrap metal, but I've kept them around because they're cut and they're a unique shape, and they're actually gonna work for what we're doing right now. So these will be on the inside here, but they're gonna go right there and bolt on right there, and they're gonna go under back behind here. So I will be bolting this on. There'll be 4 bolts that hold this on. Nothing's gonna attach to this, so when it comes time to work on this, we can take the bonnet off, take the grill off. It will look like this, you know, when we need to do any service on the engine or anything like that. Oh, there's some nice baffles in there already. Yeah, we're gonna have to like pressure wash this out. But I like those. That's a good start. So the structure that we're gonna be building in here, this is how the pump goes in and out right here. So you're gonna cut a square out of this, cut a hole in it, this diameter, drill all these holes in it, weld it on. This goes right there, that's what mounts the pump in. Then there's gonna be 4 walls that go down that keep the float from getting totally buffeted by sloshing fuel.
So is this the top then?
Yeah.
So that's the bottom.
Yeah, we're gonna put a sump in the bottom. It'll work. We're gonna have to build the top ring too.
Like
this didn't come with a top ring. This is the size hole we need in this, and then we need all these holes drilled in it, very precision. It'll be easy because you'll take one of these gaskets off and mark every single one. And then we'll just use washers on the top of this. But we're not to that point yet. It's custom. That's all there is to it. So a few of you have noticed that I'm very practical and I like function, but I also like old iron. So I'm willing to put up with some struggles for a cool old truck cab or a Corvair body rather than something more modern and, well, more functional. So please enjoy this with me because I really do enjoy trying to figure this stuff out. So this should give us a really neat, fast way to take the grill off and on. Okay, gently tighten that one up. Okay, put your hood on and your gloves and start tacking that. This really is quick and sloppy. I thought these pieces were going to be perfect, but they both needed such heavy modification. I just should have started from scratch. I don't think I'm even going to try to use these ones. So let's go look in the scrap pile, see if there's something closer. We've got this. We've got these. You got a over here. Yes, you do.
You know me and Grinder.
Isn't Grinder also the name of a sandwich?
Hoagies and grinders. Hoagies and grinders. Navy beans. Yeah, they are.
I don't know that song. I'm not from the 70s.
No, you'd know it.
Really?
Yeah, the lunch lady song.
Oh, Adam Sandler? Oh,
I'm gonna let that one cool off while we install this one. Okay, Rick, can you reach in there and tack that? Same thing on this side. tack that in. Oh, it can't come off. It's pinned. Tucker, come here. See if you can kind of pick up this and take the pressure off of this towel. I'm gonna see if I can get it off. Sorry. Okay, let's see if we can slide this back in now. We need this to travel straight down. I gotta slide this under it. Okay. That's it. Yeah, this is gonna be a piece of cake. Well, we got the cab installed and we got the grill installed. And we got the butterfly bonnet installed. My hood don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. Okay, we got that little project finished. How's it feel?
Solid.
Solid. All right, Lizzie, let's see how that's looking.
Oh, good. I just got this piece cut out and it sits right there.
So this one needs a 1/2 inch added to both ends. We're gonna need to fold it over to weld it to this. So that's okay. This will work as a pattern. We just know we have to add. This will work just fine for baffles. So we got these baffles bent up, and the way they're gonna work, they're gonna go in here and then we'll get plug welded. And then we can reach in the hole from the bottom and weld them. We'll have Lizzie do that. I just hang in this here. It's not really gonna go there, but just hang in there to show you. This is the next piece that goes on there. We'll do all 4 sides. The fuel actually gets into the sump through a small hole here. That's already engineered into the tank. I like the way it is and I'm not gonna change it. All we're doing is stopping the rogue waves from bashing the sending unit and the pump system to pieces. Once the fuel gets below this level, all the fuel comes in this hole right here. And it has to go through that cinnamon roll and then it'll drop down into the sump. The return also dumps in the sump, so every bit of gas that goes in there stays in. It never gets ejected out of there. But if you're getting so low that the fuel is now not splashing over this, you're in bad shape, especially on something that's gonna get like 5 miles to the gallon. We here at Matt's Off-Road Recovery take running out of gas seriously, seriously. Come here, I gotta show you something neat. So we had a gentleman come and visit us. His name is Donald Mayfield, and he brought us these hooks. And he's a firefighter, and these hooks have a long history of being on fire engines. So whatever truck these originally came on, they kept taking them off and putting them on every truck. Now they're using new trucks where bolting these onto the bumpers, just there's no place for these anymore. So he was kind of sad he wasn't able to use them anymore, and he wanted them to go to a rescue vehicle. And here's where they're going. I kind of like this kind of stuff, like stuff that has a little history. And I mean, this truck's had at least 3 lives because it looks like it was a military truck. I have no idea. I have nothing to back it up except for that it was painted this olive military green. Its second life was as a fire rescue truck, and it looked like it was a fueling truck to go out in the field and fuel other trucks up. And now it's going to be a recovery rescue tow truck. And we've had another little bit of history coming together here. We're gonna wear these with pride. So we're gonna mount these up because number 1, they look super cool. Number 2, they are super cool. I would consider this a light duty recovery point. I don't know exactly what they're rated for. I do know they're really old. If you have the winch line ran out and you need to move position, but you don't want to run it all the way in, you just loop it around there. Same with the recovery rope. You can just hook it up there, move position. Yeah, it's gonna be super cool. Our actual functional recovery points, I'm gonna put the bolt-on pindle hitches here. Pintle hitches. If you type in pindle or pintle, the same thing comes up. But anyway, I'm gonna bolt them up right here, and each one of those is gonna be a 60,000 pound recovery point. We're gonna have them on the front, we're gonna have them on the back. This thing's gonna have recovery points poking out all over. We could call it the Warthog, but it's also the nickname for the A10, even the P47 Thunderbolt. Like it was called the Jug. There's a couple things, but it was also called the Warthog. P47 Thunderbolt Jug, man, I don't know. There's some good names coming up for this thing.
I'm still kind of keen to Clark.
I'm liking Clark myself.
I like it because you could do the memes from the show. You're like when you go to tow an RV out, you're like, that's what you call an RV, Clark.
The reason Clark even comes up is this was a Clark County fire truck. Clark County, Nevada. Clark County Fire Department. So anyway, thank you, Donald, so much for bringing these by. We are going to put them to good use. Okay, So I just got permission from Tucker to do a little rant. So when I answer questions like this, where I see what you guys are saying, then I address it in a video, I'm not doing it because I think you don't like me or because I don't like you. I'm doing it so I can answer a lot of people at the same time. And these are valid questions and valid concerns. I've been getting a lot of people send me something about the Kenny Hawk wrecker. It is an amazing wrecker. It's an old power wagon, like a 1946 or something power wagon, 6x6. It is crazy cool. It's been to SEMA. I think he built it for like Pitbull tires, the Pitbull tire wrecker. So number one, they want to know if I even have heard of it, and yes I have. And number two, they want to know if this wrecker is bigger than that one, and it is. And then there's a third thing that I'm going to point out to help you kind of put all of this in context. First of all, it's an amazing build. And I would never take anything from Kenny and his crew. I haven't seen the truck in real life, but I have seen another build that he did, his street legal Ultra 4 car that is another like 40s vintage machine. Absolutely beautiful. So now that I've told you what it is, let me tell you what it isn't. It's not a wrecker. It does have a boom. It's a fixed boom. It's not functional. It does have a winch in it, so it can winch things, but the actual vehicle is not a wrecker. And also, since it is a show vehicle, a promotional vehicle, it doesn't have heavy duty parts in it. The axles in it are pickup axles, so it's got a Dana 60 in the front, and then the first back axle is a Ford 9-inch, and the next axle behind that I think is a Sterling 10 1/4. So anyway, it's light duty truck based axles. The axles on this wrecker are MRAP axles. They're 9-ton axles. So there's one contrast. The other contrast, that wrecker looks massive in the videos. It's got 44-inch tires. These tires are 50-inch, and the tires that we're going to be putting on it are 54-inch. I hate to even compare this wrecker to that one because they are built for totally different purposes. And so I feel a little silly like it feels like I'm calling Kenny out, and I'm totally not. Amazing truck, Kenny. Love your stuff. But if somebody says, hey, this is cool, it looks like the Hawk wrecker, I'll be like, I nailed it. Hopefully that makes sense. Please don't get in the comments and call out the people that tried to compare this to the Hawk wrecker. I'm not mad at them. I enjoy this. I enjoy being able to talk to my audience and communicate on this level where you can ask me questions and I can answer them. It's just one cool guy talking to a bunch of cool guys and gals. How's that looking?
I think I just need to get the inside out.
Yeah, just spend some time doing some detail spot cleaning. We've had Rhett cleaning this throttle body up. So the throttle body that these come with is a drive-by-wire, and we don't want that for all the reasons. This one is a drive-by cable, which is what we want. So we're just gonna be changing it. This is off of a 5.3. It's actually the same size as the one that these come off from. At least I was told they were, but I believe they are. But they're 3 bolts right up, no modification. Bada bing, bada bang.
Well, you see, this is for a regular LS motor, and this is a little bit bigger. I guess they basically work the same with the same components, but this wire we got is a little bit short.
I've heard that the cam sensor and the crank sensor had to be modified, but I didn't hear anything about the injector harness.
We can just run it like that.
We just got to get it running. We can fix it later. There is one person that's been asking to show the wiring on every video. He's like, you got to show us this because I don't believe anybody can do this. What do you have to say about that, Trevor?
Well, that guy that comes in and does it while I'm gone is pretty good at it, so.
Like the old TV show. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Got the commercial now.
Well, we're going to start welding these in. Let's clean these ones first. They're the ones that go in first. All right, well, this is how far we got today. We got the upper baffles in. We started building the ultra sump. I don't know what to call it. The second sump, the reserve. This thing's gonna be still running when there's a gallon of gas in this thing. It'll still be like able to wheel. Like it'll be on a 30-degree incline, and if it runs out of gas on that 30-degree, when it's level, it'll still be out of gas because of this.
And more welding for me tomorrow.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, now just tack the back and then go through, and I do 2 tacks in between each one and then start burning. Do an entire side,
Okay.
then go over the top of it, do an entire side, go over the top of it, do an entire side.
Matt just said it was beautiful.
All right, we're modifying this sending unit pump assembly to work for our purposes, which means, so this is how tall it was, and I've got to extend it up here about there. That means I got my work cut out for me. I think we'll get this just fine. Just have to start welding. Okay, and then you pop it in there like that.
Voila.
And then you just gotta tighten these up. What do you think? This is high pressure and it's submersible. So, well, I'm finding the laziest way I can find to seal this tank so we can test it for air leaks. So what I'm thinking about doing, oh wow, it's gonna be close. Oh, push down. Okay, we're doing a little bit of sealing here because we really want to test this tank to make sure it doesn't leak. Because if you fill it with gas and then find out it's leaking, less effective.
Gotta see if my welds are good enough. Where are we going?
Just tipping it on its end. Okay. Is that awesome or what? So to apply this, just dab like that.
Okay.
Try to keep the bubbles down. Okay, let's test this one first. Okay, don't worry about those bubbles. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, wire brush that. Oh, I can see right where it's coming out of. Okay, that should be enough. If there's anything happening.
Right there. See that corner?
It's a very, very tiny one, isn't it? Think you got it. All right, I've done my part. Now Trevor is going to be extending the electrical wires with gasoline safe connectors. Supposedly.
So I looked up on the internet to see if these were gasoline resistant, and they should be.
Let's set this up on top of this.
Put your fingers.
Okay. Okay. Ta-da. So if any of you were wondering why we keep Trevor around the shop, this is your proof right here. I've known Trevor since 4th grade. We've been
So he
friends.
owes it to me.
So I
Keep
owe
me
it.
around.
Yeah, I can't get rid of him now. Okay, so the next step is going to be to get this mounted in the tank and kind of see where we want the tank on the wrecker, and then figure out how we're going to mount the tank. One thing about how we engineer and design and build stuff is a lot of what we need we don't have until we kind of invent it. And I know I'm using the word invent loosely, but seriously. It's Ed! I thought that was a mouse over there squeaking.
You gonna put the windshield in yourself or somebody else?
Yeah, we're gonna do that in a minute.
Spoiler alert, Ed.
Spoiler!
That's not till next week.
So anyway, yeah, if you don't see it on the wrecker, or maybe you'll see something that's mostly engineered and partially executed, we probably know about the part we're not doing, or the part that's not done yet. But we've got a bad attitude when it comes to good enough. And that attitude is good enough for now. Where's that unit at? Everything you need is done on this. This is past your final quality control. What if it doesn't fit through here anymore?
No.
How did this fit before?
Push this a little bit.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so now we've got to get this on here without pushing that thing in. This is not going to be easy. So, should we just chase this around for a second? Maybe do every other one for a second. Well, you're not gonna wanna do a trail repair on this. Get me a 9mm deep socket. These will be the right size and shape before we're done. Is that really helping to warm them up? Well, this is definitely experimental. At least it's nothing important like, I don't know, flammable liquid. You happy with that? So the last thing we've got to check is if the sump clears this. We hoped it would clear it. We made some attempt at having it clear it, but we don't know if it will clear it. Okay, Tucker, you're gonna need to push down pretty hard on that. Okay. You should be able to just shimmy it into place now. Whoa! Whoa! Give me your best Joey whoa. Whoa! Whoa! That's not too close. That's a pretty good gap right there, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be more than enough. I think the fuel tank is at a point where I can say it's not gonna take too much to get it on there. All right, this is not the right size of strap, but I wanna show you how I'm gonna be mounting these on there. So I'm gonna take a strap a little bit wider than this, and I'm gonna weld it to the tank in places, but not like 1/2 inch on, 2 inch off. And then I'm gonna weld, once again, this is not the size of strap, but I'm gonna weld a piece right there. And where it's welded on, it's gonna be a little bit of distance before this strap is welded onto the tank. I'm not gonna use this either, I'm just showing you. So the strap goes there, the tab goes there, and then we'll bolt the tab into the thing. It's gonna be rigidly mounted. I'll put a piece of rubber in between the tank and this, just a piece of EPDM, and it's gonna be just fine. Comment below on why that's never gonna work. This might not have been the most exciting episode, but we do have a fuel tank. It's 60 gallons. The gauge is gonna be accurate from a 1/2 a tank to empty, as long as you understand that F is 1/2 a tank once it starts moving.
It's gonna be on full for a while.
Once the gauge starts moving, we know we got 30 gallons. Man, that's exciting. All right, so next we're gonna be working on the roll cage, the rock sliders, and the headers. We gotta get this thing fired up pretty quick because I wanna hear it run. But that's all we got for you today. Thanks for watching. All right, what's that for?
So I owe Lizzie root beer for the smoke bomb prank I pulled on her last week. Lizzie, wait.
Oh my gosh! What are you doing? No! What the? I do not need another one of those!
Oh, Lizzie.
Now it's all getting me shook up!
There you go.
Why did you throw it on the ground?